Guys, it's Razaan. I'm a third year civil and environmental engineering student at UWI, and I'm going to talk to you today about budgeting and give you a few tips and tricks on how to save money and manage your money. So, as a student, I know the feeling of having money deposited into your bank account and you just have that urge of spending your money and treating yourself, but it is really essential and important for you to be able to manage and save your. There's also a link, so don't forget to swipe up, and it's gonna redirect you to a webpage by UWI that talks about budgeting and how to save your money. But I'm also gonna personally give you some tips and tricks that worked for me. When it comes to budgeting, it is really important for you to set aside your fixed costs. And that includes any bills like phones, electricity, water, etc., food, transport, all the essentials basically. I'd like to set them aside and know how much I'm spending on each category every month. I also like to save certain amounts of my money aside. I forget about the money. I do not count it towards my monthly budget. I do not spend it. It's a great way for me to have money in my account whenever I have an emergency that actually might cost me a lot, or even I want to treat myself every once in a while. It's a great way for me to do. What I recommend doing is that you could set up two bank accounts. One is for your daily spendings or your monthly spendings, and one could be just your savings account. And that way you could even have monthly interest or even annual interest, and in a sense you're getting money. Having a monthly budget, I also have a weekly budget. It works beautifully for me because in that way I could actually know what I'm spending my money on, where does my money go, and I have more control of my spendings. Another thing you could use is basically BLACKBULLION, and it's a website that has a budgeting tool. It has an online boot camp for you on how to save money and even tips and tricks on how to budget. With using the tool on BLACKBULLION, all you gotta do is just input the amount of incoming money and the amount of money you're spending on subcategories like electricity, phone bills, etc., and it'll show you how much money you're spending at the end. And I think personally that's great because it motivates me to stick to my budget and actually save money. I'd recommend to keep your card at home when going out and try to withdraw cash, because with cards you tend to tap and it's so easy for you to spend money that way. But with cash on your hand, you tend to stick to your budget. You do not tend to overspend in a sense, and that's way more helpful. Another tip for you to stick to your budget is to never go food shopping when you're hungry, because you might actually wander off searching for foods that you might want to have and you might actually overspend. What I recommend for you to do instead is to write down a list of the things you need before going grocery shopping, and by that you'd actually stick to the list when you're shopping, and it would not give you an opportunity to just look around. The other thing you could try is to cook at home more often, and by that you're actually saving more money, because when you order takeout it actually adds up a lot by the end of the month and you end up spending way too much money on it. Take advantage of your student discounts. It's really important. The amount of shops, the amount of restaurants that provide student discounts is crazy. You could have 10% off, you could have 20% and even 25% off, which is great. You should also try Wriggle, which is an app for you that gives you discounted menu items from different restaurants, and that way you save more money than what you're actually going to spend anyways in a restaurant. Also have Uni Days, an app specifically designed for university students that provides you with student discounts in restaurants, beauty, fashion, technologies, education, and it's great. Another app you have is Olio, which people give out free food and free products that they do not need instead of having food waste, and it helps reducing food waste. It's a green app that I really like, and I find it really helpful as a university student. Another app you could try is Too Good To Go, and it's an app where restaurants help reducing food waste by actually providing whatever leftover foods they have at the restaurants at more discounted prices, and all you gotta do is just pick it. Also try getting extra income. However, if you do not want the commitment of getting a part-time job, you could always freelance based on your hobbies like makeup, technology, etc. And last but not least, do not buy new textbooks. You could always buy second-hand textbooks. You could try the UE library because they usually have free books online and they have all the books you need, and sell your textbooks once you're done with them. That's about it with today's coverage on budgeting. Feel free to ask any questions. I hope the tips really helped, and don't forget to swipe up to see UE's webpage on budgeting.